YouTube? Eric DIY here along with Zach. And we're going to review this Crenova video projector. It's the XPE660 home theater video entertainment LED projector. Some specs on this before we even go into it. It has 5,000 lux brightness, that's 5,000 lumens I believe, 4001 contrast, and it supports up to 1080p. The native resolution on this is 1280 by 800, so it's going to give you a clear picture, and it supports up to 1080p like I said before. Just the lumens itself, 5,000, makes it very bright for watching videos where we like to watch them, which is on the deck for movie night. It also has its own speakers if you're hooking it up with HDMI or USB. I'll show you all the inputs in a second. There's stereo speakers. You could have SRS sound system on it. And the range that it has for display is up to 200 inches. So that is huge. Inside the box, we have the main power cable right here. We have a lens cap that comes connected to the little foot. I took it off because I don't want it to stay there, but it just covers the lens when you need it to keep the dust out and to protect the lens. They give you a Satisfactory contact us card, a warranty card. They give you some optical tissue so that way you can wipe off the lens in case you get any fingerprints. They also give you a video audio in if you're going analog to put into the projector. It has RCA inputs, by the way. They give you a user manual. They give you a remote. By the way, this thing is really handy. We've already been using this for a couple nights now. We really like it, but it's simple, but it works for everything that you need. And just in case you need it, we didn't need it because we already had one, but they give you an HDMI cable to connect to any peripheral, such as a laptop, a Chromebook, which is what we use with Zach, Android boxes, anything like that that needs HDMI. They give you a cable for it. It all comes in this box right here. And then the projector itself. It does get rather hot, but the ventilation in it, the fans are inside it, they're not too loud. You can actually adjust whether it's a high fan speed or just regular, so you get to dissipate the heat whatever way you want. You have your infrared monitor sensor here for your remote. It supports regular VGA from PC. You have an audio out, so if you want to plug just some speakers right from the projector into some stereo speakers, you have an audio out. This is where the AV cable would go. So that way, if you want to input some sound, you just put the cable in there. Yellow is the video. You might remember that if you had VCR back in the day. And the red is the right channel, the white is the left channel. You have two USB ports. There's another infrared receiver right here for the remote. Two HDMIs, so you can have multiple inputs. You have a master power on and off switch right here. The power cable goes right in here. It's just like a computer. 3-prong, it's all grounded, so it's all good. On top of the unit itself, you have your controls if you don't want to use the remote. Back button, after you turn on the master power, you turn on the standby power, and that'll make the projector start projecting. To navigate the menus, you have the arrow buttons. OK is to select, M is menu, S is for source. On the other side, you have the main fan. Again, we've used it for several nights because we wanted to really test it out before doing this review. And overall, it's just a really great projector. We've had no problems with it. We really like it. Right, Zach?
Right.
Movie night is awesome, and the summer is upon us.
Yep.
So we're having a great time with this Crenova projector. We have the Crenova video projector. It is doing fine. I turned the sound off only because I didn't want any copyright strikes, but that is Shark Tank. And that's on our Vamvo projector screen. It's pretty good for the outdoors. Basically the one screen that we have. If we decide to mount this on this enclosed deck, we'll probably get a more permanent one, but the Vamvo projector screen does great. You can actually mount it on the yard. We did a review on that. If you want to see that review, please look for a link in the description below. Crenova projector, honestly, is doing great. I have it temporarily set up on some boxes, and I straightened it the best I could. The remote that comes with the Crenova projector, right there, does many things. You got a menus, picture menu. You can have different picture modes, standard, soft, user, so you can actually like adjust contrast, brightness, color, and sharpness yourself. Color temperature, you can change that. Aspect ratio is auto, but it can do 4:3, 60:9. You can zoom in more, and it can just scan. So, X zoom and Y zoom. These are if you have the projector far away. And we might actually do this. I actually want to pan you around here. We might actually end up putting the projector up here and making it project to the wall over there. So in order to do that though, If we bring the projector farther away, the picture gets very, very big. So the X zoom and the Y zoom help to make the picture smaller from a distance to fit the screen that might be very far away. Noise reduction, the speakers on it are pretty good. We'll show you a little bit of that in a minute. Color range, self-explanatory RGB, 0 to 255 is usually where you keep it, but it also has 16 and 235, or you can do auto. Projective mode, this is awesome because let's say you want to project from the front, you can. If you want to project from the ceiling, it will rotate the picture for you automatically. If you want to project from the rear of the screen, you could do it from the rear. And you could also do rear sailing. So let's say you're using this in like a advertising type thing and you have a projection movie going on. You can put the projector behind the screen and have it project out. Go back to mode front and that keeps it. And then of course you have keystone correction, which I played around with a little bit, but honestly, we have this thing on just some boxes right now to test it out, and it's done fine the way it is, but I did do a little keystone correction and that works great as well. Your next thing is all your options. On-screen display language, you can change it from English to French, Czech, Dutch, Espanol to Spanish, Hrvatsky, which I don't really know what that is. Danish, I think is Dunks, Italian, so it's got all the languages you could possibly need from most of the places. Restart factory default settings, blend. We'll let you blend on the on-screen display. HDMI, audio return channel, auto standby, device control. So it's all there. I haven't really done any software updates with the USB, but you can make the fan go faster. It does create more sound, so we have the high fan speed off. The other thing that we have is the time. You could set the clock. You could have an off and on time. You could have a sleep timer and auto sleep. Then you have the sound menu. This is where I think you have the weakest part of this projector. But again, the sound on it, it's not bad for a projector. That's all we're going to use out here. If we unmute it, there's an unmute button right here on the top right. It really doesn't sound that bad. And it has volume. I mean, that's at like halfway almost. So it's pretty good right there, halfway. And if we go here, and we go to the sound, they have movie mode, they have sports, user, but honestly, I really don't see big thing. I like movie mode myself, just 'cause it sounds good. Auto volume, could turn off and on the auto correction of volume. Surround sound, yeah, it kind of works. You got SRS True Surround and Surround. So yeah, it kind of works, but if you really want good sound, and they say this too in the manual, you probably want to get a separate audio receiver. You can EQ it if you want to. Okay. And surround sound source could be from the line input. You can do it normal, and you have sound box. The way that we're watching Shark Tank here is I have this hooked up to my work laptop. HDMI connection out from here to the projector, and it does everything: sound, audio, video, everything. Zach, go turn the light off. Let's see what the light off. And as you can see, really, really good. Again, we're using a GoPro here. It's a great camera, but it will not pick up the full brightness that we're seeing. But that is pretty bright, and it's really nice to have. Right, Zach?
Right.
Right. As far as inputs, you have a source button right on the remote. As for sources, you have an S button on this remote. If I push S, you have HDMI 1, you have HDMI 2. There's a USB input, so you can actually put a drive, a USB thumb drive right in. That does work. It depends on how the movies are encoded, though, because we've had movies that work display-wise, but the sound doesn't come out only because the codec is wrong. AV input, and then PC RGB. So it's got everything you could possibly need. Again, if we mount it to the ceiling on like a shelf like we're planning to in the future, then we'll probably have it go through a receiver, and I want to try to get surround sound out here because we really are starting to get this deck to look good and to be used during the summer here. So Zach is acting like my lighting man, and we changed our mind. We're going to use a USB SATA drive caddy here. And on this was in an Android box that we have, and we're going to plug it directly into the projector using USB. Hopefully you can see that. So we're going to plug that in, and we're going to show you some movies that Zach likes to watch on his Android box, but go right into the Crenova. Right back here near the HDMI where I have it plugged in, you have the USB port. So we're going to use one of those with this hard drive, I'm gonna plug it right in. We're gonna watch some movies. We have the hard drive and the USB caddy, and it's plugged into the top USB port. I'm gonna grab the remote, and we're gonna change this to USB input. So on the remote, we're gonna hit the S button right here. It's really easy remote to use, by the way. And we're gonna go down to USB. And if you notice, it fires up the USB drive. And this is the menu you'll get. It's USB 2.0. It is only a USB 2.0 hub. I don't know if this supports USB 3 or not. But it really wouldn't matter because it's going to be fast enough anyways. You're just going directly to the projector. So you can do photos, you can do music, you can do movies and text. We only have movies on this drive. So I'm going to select movie. And C drive. It doesn't matter what drive it is. C just means the main drive. Push OK on the remote. And you have all these things right here. Remember that some of these movies, the audio codec is not supported. So what you do in that case is you just make all these video files go onto a laptop, and then it'll decode it there. A really cool thing about this is if you hover over a movie title, it will show a preview, which is pretty cool. Why don't we watch Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, dude?
Yeah, let's watch Cloudy.
All right, here we go. So you get the title. Now you think you push OK, but when you do that, it just does a check mark. So what you want to do is just push play. The play button is right here on the remote, and it starts playing your movie. I also have it muted, so I'm going to take it off mute. Again, that's on the remote, a mute button. And that's it right there. You control the volume with the volume button on the remote. And I'll crank it all the way. You can see how loud this can get with just the projector. Everything is coming out of the projector. So the sound's not bad. It's not the best, but again, they also say, hey, you might want to use audio that's not in there. Let's turn off all the lights and see how this looks with just the projector. Zach, go turn off the lights, bud. Totally gonna be pitch black here.
My whole life, I always wanted to be.
So yeah, movie night with kids, watching live TV, streaming it from the internet, Android boxes, tablets, laptops, Chromebooks, anything, iPads. It will do it all. As you can see, the remote is really simple, but really needed to watch movies. If you're using a laptop, though, you want to get a media keyboard like this. Just plug it into the computer, and you control everything from the media keyboard. This is a Logitech one. So Zach, what do you think about the new projector, dude?
Good, really good.
Do you like it?
Yep.
What makes you like it so much?
I really like it has like a, I really like it can like eject really well.
It's gonna last about 50,000 hours of projection. That's what they say for the lifetime at least. Could last longer, could last less, but it's been doing a great job here. The resolution on this thing is really, really good. No problems there at all. And I mean, it's just a great projector. We'll definitely be using it for a long time for movie nights, camping out on the yard. We like to watch some movies. So, and Zach, I think that this is going to be awesome for us. What do you think?
Right.
If you would like to purchase your Crenova home theater video entertainment XPE660 projector, please look for a link in the description below. We'll send you to Amazon. We can purchase your very own. Every purchase will help support the Eric DIY channel. We appreciate all your support. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, please give us a thumbs up and push that subscribe button below. While you're down there, also push on the bell notification icon so that way you'll be notified of future Eric DIY video releases. We appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you and have a great night. Zach, let's go watch some movies.
Yeah.
As always, if you like this video, found it useful, please subscribe. And if you have a product that you would like reviewed, please contact Eric by emailing him at eric5150diy@gmail.com. Have a great day.